This partnership is no mirage on the sea. It is the result of centuries of interaction and association between our peoples. It is the result of decades of trust building between our leaderships. But it is no easy task to keep a partnership in good shape. It takes concerted determination and joint efforts to make it thrive. Married couple knows it. While a rift between husband and wife hurts one family, a rift between two countries hurts millions. I wish to propose 4 keywords as principles that may help to maintain and promote our relationship. Respect, goodwill, fairness, and vision. The first word is respect. We all know that China and Australia are different in many aspects, be it length of history, root of culture, size of population, feature of economy, level of development, form of government, type of law system. Respect will anchor our relationship in the torrent of differences. The benchmark of respect between countries, in my understanding, is to follow the basic norms governing contemporary international relations. We should respect each other's sovereignty and territorial integrity and refrain from interfering in others' internal affairs. We should respect each other's choice of social and political system and mode of development and refrain from imposing one's own idea onto the other. We should respect each other's legal system and rule of law and refrain from interrupting the other's legal proceedings and undertakings. China respects Australia's sovereignty. As China's sovereignty was constantly in jeopardy and disarray in modern history under intimidation and threat from external powers, the least thing China wants to do is to inflict on others what China suffered, or to bully others as we were bullied. We Chinese know dearly the vice of such conduct. We despise it, reject it, and will never engage in it. China does not interfere in Australia's internal affairs, nor do we have any intention to change Australia's political or social culture. The Chinese government always requests our corporate and natural persons, when they come to Australia for various purposes, to abide by Australia's laws and regulations, follow local conventions, fulfill social responsibilities, and contribute to local communities. Naturally, China expects reciprocity in terms of respect, which I believe should arise from better mutual understanding through conscientious academic study and social exchange based on genuine facts and objective analysis, free from sway of political force or vested interest. The second word is goodwill. We may disagree on some issues and even disagree on how disagreement should be presented. But our partnership will not be wrecked by differences or disagreements as long as we wish each other well and approach all the issues with goodwill. Our differences may appear stark, but our commonalities at human level far outweigh the discrepancy in superstructure. We both value life and family. We both cherish peace and stability. We both embrace equality and freedom. We both uphold justice and rule of law. Most importantly, we both wish the other to live as aspired by choosing a methodology that we find fit and proper for ourselves. That is what we call goodwill. When we, the people with goodwill, are confronted with a different methodology, we do not panic, because we know that deep in our hearts, people hold dear the same core value. And the methodology will work only in good conditions and survive only with success. We, the people with goodwill, do not label others evil only because they have different understandings or interpretation of the worldly beings and affairs, nor will we reject fresh ideas and useful methods that offers us more opportunities and choices. China is full of goodwill. China always wishes Australia peace and prosperity. We don't contest Australia over its domestic policy on safeguarding national interests and promoting Australians' well-being. We don't see Australia as a strategic threat, as there is no conflict of fundamental interest between us and no major historical irritants to be healed. Our journalists generally portray Australia as a sunny land and house of friends, although sometimes they feel a need to return barbs from some commentators here. There is no more fitting testimony of goodwill between our peoples than while the world is being ravaged by COVID-19. At the early stage of this pandemic, people from Australia extended supporting hands and messages to the Chinese people. Friends in government departments, business and social organizations helped China sourcing PPEs, both from Australian and international suppliers. When most foreigners were fleeing from China, capital Miles Weston refused to leave his post in Xiamen airline and flew the first cargo flight to Wuhan full of medical equipment. Mr. Harding went back to Guangzhou from Brisbane to reinforce the radio broadcast team with his Chinese colleague. They became heroes in Chinese social media. And later, when there was an outbreak in Australia, Chinese Foreign Service, Health Administration, sister city governments, PPE suppliers, and medical tech companies all rushed to help. Despite sporadic reporting that distorted facts and discredit philanthropy, such as the so-called PPE holding by Chinese companies, most of our people demonstrated goodwill and exchanged warmth of sympathy, solidarity, and friendship as fellow human beings in face of a killer virus. The third word is fairness. It is a market rule, a trader's ethic, and a social principle. The rapid trade growth between China and Australia could not have been achieved without fairness in place. A fair, open, non-discriminatory policy and regulatory environment that offers stronger market predictability, financial stability, and legal reliability does enormous good to our business. There's no reason for our governments to resile from building such an environment, as a highly complementary economic structure between China and Australia give our business natural impetus for trade and investment. China, after decades of market-oriented economic reform, has built a strong and competitive manufacturing capacity which covers all major industrial categories. Australia, as an OECD member, has achieved rounds of economic restructuring and upgraded business efficiency and sector profitability to top the world's list. The two economies fit each other like tenon and mortise. We could serve a classic case of comparative advantages, which, if working well, will make Adam Smith chuckle in his grave. We could and should make this work the best. As the Chinese economy grows, there will be expanding demand for high-quality agricultural, energy, and mineral products, as well as high-end service products. China spares no effort in improving business environment. In 2019, the World Bank ranked China the 31st in the world, rising from 46th in 2018 and 78 in 2017. Although I wish China would catch up with Australia's current global ranking at the 18th, the quicker the better, I also hope Australia will remain high on the list, not to be dragged down for pushing foreign business or investment away on account of ill-founded and in many cases imported assertion of security breach IPR infringement, and forced technology transfer.